Alright, what is going on, guys? KARNAGE Tigger here. So today the gameplay you guys are going to be watching is a 116 kill to 11 COD 4 gameplay by KARNAGE Tally, playing some ground war domination on Bog, and I believe just briefly he's using a Barrett 50 cal at the start of this gameplay, and then switches to an M16 and absolutely mows down anyone that he sees. And you know, I never really got into COD 4, partly because of the hackers, and I play on PS3, and watching this gameplay does make it look like fun, and it makes me want to go back and play it. But the last time I did play COD 4, I just got D-ranked like in the first lobby I got into. But anyway, that's enough about the gameplay. If you do in fact enjoy today's gameplay, KARNAGE Tally's link will be down in the description. And if you enjoy my commentary, my link will be down there also. Anyway, so I'm going to tell you guys another story today. The last one I told went down pretty well, but this one's more of a pain story. So today the story I'm going to tell you guys is how I tore my nutsack open, or my scrotum, whichever you want to call it. And I'm just going to warn some of you guys right now, this may be one of those stories where for you sitting at home, it's painful to even listen to someone speak about this. So just going to caution you guys right now, but let's get into it. So basically, the story takes place when I was 13, and for my birthday that year, my mum had gotten me a BMX bike, and it was one of those presents that you really didn't take for granted. Like, I was outside every day riding that thing, like, I loved it, okay? And so basically, me and my mates, we used to go down to the dirt jumps just down the road and just ride our bikes and all that, and we just had a super fun time. And like I said, you know, every day I was out there, you know, practicing little tricks and trying to get good at it. And one of the tricks I liked doing was an endo, I believe it's called, where you hit the front brakes and then you go up on the front wheel for a couple of seconds, then you come back down and continue riding. That was one of the tricks I liked to do, and I got pretty good at it because, you know, I was out there every day. And this one time my mate came over, and I think he was actually going to stay at my house that night, and for whatever reason he didn't bring his bikes. We were forced to share on mine and then, you know, take turns out in the street. And so I came to the conclusion that it would just be funner if we were both riding bikes. So what I did was, I went back into my garage and got my older brother's mountain bike. And I said to my friend, you know, you can ride my BMX, I'll ride the mountain bike. Because, you know, I mean, we're both 13 at the time, so we're both quite short. But I was significantly taller than my friend at the time, so, you know, I was going to ride the taller bike. And anyway, so we've been out there for about an hour now, and it's getting pretty dark. And I haven't done any tricks on the mountain bike yet. You know, I've just been riding it around because, you know, my feet can't even reach the floor. So I don't really want to fall off because, you know, it could be bad. So, so my mate was like, you know, why don't you do that front wheel endo type trick on the mountain bike? And, you know, at the time, I wasn't like reluctant to do it because, you know, I didn't really think of like all the things that could go wrong when doing, you know, these types of maneuvers on a bike that's pretty much twice your size. So, so I was like, you know, alright, whatever. And as most of you may know, the brakes on mountain bikes are super sensitive and super strong. So I got some momentum, rode up quite fast, and as I hit the front brakes, you know, I stayed on the bike and I just kept going up and up and up until the bike was almost vertical. And at that point, my feet had slid off the pedals, my bum had slid off the seat, and my balls went straight into the part that connects the frame to the handlebars. And it wasn't as if I just like slightly tapped it or anything, you know, there was a lot of force going behind me, so I just went slam bang straight into it, and I've never felt that much pain in my life. Like, I just remember the amount of pain, to this day, I've never felt anything like it, you know, 5 years on. And I just remember, you know, jumping off the bike and running to the nearest patch of grass, laying down, and just started screaming. And like, I was beyond the point of crying in pain. Like, I didn't care who heard me because the pain was so intense that I just had to scream. And it felt like someone had just shoved a knife up through my balls, like what Brienne does to that guy in Game of Thrones. Felt like someone had just done that to me. And my mate, I look at him and he's just standing there laughing at me. And like, I mean, to be fair, he couldn't have really helped, because what is he going to do? Like, assess my situation that I've got going on down there? So he's just kind of laughing. And so what he does, he grabs the bikes and he, you know, takes them back to the garage and then comes back to see if I'm right. You know, there's cars driving by and I'm still, you know, laying there screaming. And, you know, everyone's wondering what's going on with this kid. So I've probably been laying there for about 10 minutes now, and, you know, the pain is still there, but it's kind of fading away. And, you know, I work up enough courage to, you know, slowly put my hand down my pants to, you know, see if everything's still there, everything's alright. And when I pull my hand back up, you know, I've got blood, like, all over my hand. And I'm like to my friend, dude, I'm fucking bleeding, man. And then we both just start freaking out, like, because we didn't know what to do. So basically, he helps me walk back to my house, and I've never, like, experienced a more awkward walk in my life. You know, having a friend with his arm around you, and you're kind of, like, squat walking while holding, you know, your nuts. And it was really, really painful and awkward and all that. And so when we get back to my house, you know, my mum's there, and she realizes that I'm in a heck of a lot of pain. So she organizes my mate's parents to come pick him up. And, you know, she wants to know what's actually happened to me. So you think you've ever experienced an embarrassing moment in your life? Try having to show your mum, you know, your balls, okay? So, you know, I show her, and there's this huge cut right down my scrotum. And don't get me wrong, it wasn't like some freak accident where, you know, my balls had completely split open and they were hanging out and all that. It wasn't like that. The cut was very, very deep, but I don't think my balls could have popped out. Like, I don't know, I don't think so. But anyway, so my mom drives me down to the hospital because, you know, it was pretty damn serious. And I had to get stitches in there, and there was only a couple of stitches needed because it wasn't like this huge, gaping, you know, wound, okay? But I had to get a couple of stitches, and believe it or not, the stitches weren't actually that painful compared to the pain that I'd felt, you know, earlier that day. And there was a fair bit of bruising, but I didn't lose anything, and everything still works fine. But now, 5 years on, I still have a scar there. So, yeah, anyway, that's enough about that story, guys. I gotta get out of here. So, if you did in fact enjoy today's gameplay, KARNAGE Tally's link will be down below in the description. He has plenty of good gameplays over on his channel. You should definitely go and check him out. Now, if you did in fact enjoy my commentary, I have plenty of stories and videos and all that over on my channel. My link will be down there also. Now, if you have a Twitter and you're a fan of KARNAGE, there'll be a link down below that'll take you to the clan's Twitter page. And there you can click to follow, and you'll be updated with all things to do with the clan, members, and all that. And it's a pretty good way to interact with the members, the leader, and all that. Because, you know, if you want to talk to us, the best place to start is probably Twitter. So anyway, drop a like rating if you enjoyed this video as a whole. Let's see how many likes we can get to. It'd be much appreciated. And subscribe to KARNAGE Clan if you're new around here. And I'll see you guys later.
Target neutralized. Moving A. Moving Alpha. Our UAV is online. Reloading. Our UAV is online. Moving Charlie. Friendly airstrike on the way.
Okay, let's go. Can't nobody come stomp like KARNAGE.